Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all so much for tapping back in to see what I have to say. I promise y'all, it truly does mean the world to me. But that being said, what are we talking about? We're talking about Quant Network in this one, okay, you guys? I just want y'all to ride with me on this. I've had people in the comments, right? And some on Twitter a little bit, but talking about, they're tired of the price action. Trust me, I understand. They've been holding for so long and they're selling everything, or they've already sold everything. I've had several different comments, in the comments in regards to that. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I want to say to that. And this is real, true facts. Hopefully, whatever decision that you're deciding to make, your future self doesn't regret. And that's factual, because in my eyes, it's most definitely going to. Because the ecosystem that Quant Network is laying out globally is insane. And if you don't have the wherewithal to actually see this vision of Web3 that is truly being birthed right in front of our faces in 2025, with things like governments doing comprehensive, positive regulation for Web3, you have players rushing to be the crypto capital of the world, saying it publicly with their chest.
Making America the crypto capital of the world.
Map to making America a crypto superpower.
And make the United States the crypto capital of the world.
The president's given a clear mandate. He wants to be the Bitcoin superpower and the crypto capital. I think
the United States is one step closer to becoming the global leader in crypto.
In order for the United States to be the crypto capital of the planet, as envisioned by President Trump,
the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world.
We're going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stable coins to do that. Thank you.
Truly understand what is happening right now. And we have never been at a space and time since the inception of Bitcoin being a reality that we have had governments, central banks, multinational corporations, and now laws being codified at any point in time. We've now had, I want to say 2 or 3, and maybe even 4 at this point, crypto-related companies IPO at over $1 billion valuations. Circle was just the first, but there was another one just this past Friday. I have a video coming out about it. Truly understand and see that Web3 is being birthed right in front of our faces. And understand the players, it's like the story of the tortoise and the hare. You may be fast, but slow and steady wins the race. And understand, the slow and steady that Quant Network has built out over this last decade in Web3, relationships with central banks, multinational corporations, governments, things like standards and internet protocols. Slow and steady wins the race. Is the price action where I want it to be? Absolutely. I wish I wake up and Quant is at $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, $100,000. I would love it. Do I know that day is coming? In my heart of hearts, I feel absolutely. And if you can't see based off of things like an Oracle announcing them globally, things like a ECB, a European Central Bank announcing them globally, like truly understand and see what's being laid out. Things like a chain, which is 12 countries in South America, announcing them globally. Things like SIA, announcing them globally. Like, these things matter because they have a tested, tried and true, truly interoperable system that is backed by governments. Even I've brought you even a Simba blockchain video, and that ties directly into the US government. And Simba is a partner of Quant. What does Quant provide for Simba? Interoperability. As a matter of fact, I will throw just a little bit of that. I will Google that and I will throw that in there for you so you can see it. Truly, and then I want you to go see who Simba is and then see what Simba's actually doing.
Quant Network and Simba Chain partnership aims to simplify the deployment of smart contracts across multiple blockchains, making it faster, easier, and more cost-effective. This collaboration leverages Quant's Overledger, a blockchain operating system, and Simba Chain Smart Contracts as a Service (SCAS) platform. The partnership addresses the challenge of blockchain interoperability, particularly for multi-chain smart contracts, which can be complex and expensive to deploy. Key aspects of the partnership: Overledger's interoperability. Quant's Overledger allows for the connection of different blockchains, including legacy networks and future ones, without adding extra overhead. Simba Chain SCAS. Simba Chain's platform simplifies the process of creating and deploying smart contracts by auto-generating the necessary code and API keys, enabling rapid prototyping and deployment. Multi-chain smart contracts. The combined solution allows for the seamless deployment of smart contracts across multiple blockchains supported by Overledger, overcoming the limitations of single-chain solutions. Simplified development. The partnership aims to reduce development time and cost, making it easier for individuals and businesses to utilize the benefits of blockchain technology. Benefits of the partnership: faster deployment. Smart contracts can be deployed in minutes instead of months. Reduced costs. The streamlined process reduces development and deployment expenses. Increased efficiency. The partnership enables rapid prototyping and deployment of blockchain applications across various platforms. Mass adoption. By simplifying multi-chain smart contracts, the partnership paves the way for wider adoption of blockchain solutions.
Because they are building out the blockchains for the U.S. Army, the U.S. Navy, Space Force, the Department of Defense, I want to say the Australian Department of Defense as well.
Verified tamper-proof data exchange on any system, every time. Transfer error-free and tamper-proof data using any system, with any party, fast. Simba's platform provides trusted seamless data exchange for identity management, multi-vendor data sharing, and third-party data verification. Simba ensures your data is tamper-proof, secure, and easy to share. Don't just store your data, use it. Simba simplifies secure data interactions for governments and enterprises. We convert data into trusted, portable, private, and verifiable assets, making data interactions intelligent, reliable, and accessible. Benefits of working with Simba: seamless integration. Simba delivers seamless data trust on any intra- or interorganizational data infrastructure. Mission critical with high availability. Simba solutions are used in mission critical settings and offer highly available templates for increased fault tolerance. Reputable and reliable. Simba is solving data trust for organizations like the United States Air Force, Boeing, and the Australian Defence Force.
Follow me. I'm always going somewhere. So, truly understand what's being laid out on multiple different ways. We have things like the RLN coming out of the UK. There was literally all the major banks in the UK coming together and also naming Quant by name.
Regulated Liability Network, RLN experimentation phase, final reports. Since April 2024, UK Finance has been working with 11 of its members: Barclays, Citi UK, HSBC UK, Lloyds Banking Group, MasterCard, NatWest, Nationwide, Santander UK, Standard Chartered, Virgin Money, and Visa, and a number of other partners, and Linklaters, and a technology team of R3, Quant, DXE and Coadjute, on a new UK regulated liability network. RLN experimentation phase?
You have the Bank of International Settlements. Also, in things like a Project Rosalind, doing what? Naming Quant by name.
Project Rosalind.
Project Rosalind is our collaboration with the Bank of England and the Bank of International Settlement to understand and test with the industry what a retail central bank digital currency looks like.
These things are not happening for no reason. And all of these projects that's been named Quant by name, all saying the same thing. They are Overledger. Quant Network software as a service is interoperable. It is multi this, it is multi that. You can deploy on any blockchain. All of these things are saying the same thing because it is Quant Network's white labeled software as a service. It is something that 60 plus countries came together, ISO TC 307, and decided on. Truly understand and see what's being laid out when something becomes a standard. What that means for the entirety of whatever that standard is over. This is why Overledger have patents that don't expire until 2040. Quant Network have patents for Overledger that doesn't expire until 2040. Let me say it that way. Truly understand and see what's being mapped out. And if you don't have the patience to let Gilbert Verdian's vision truly be birthed, then your portfolio, it's your decision. If you look back on this 4 years from now, 2 years from now, 1 year from now, and regret that decision, that is solely your decision. I'm deciding to weather the storm. I'm deciding to buy more when it dips because I see truly, not just based off of what Quant Network is saying, but based off of what other multiple national or global entities are also saying about Quant Network's Overledger. They're interoperable, white labeled, software as a service. That means I could use you at massive levels and none of my customers ever have to know that it's not me directly doing whatever in this new realm of Web3 I'm doing now. Truly understand and see and understand what white label means and understand having a thing that is tied to internet protocols for sending money and transactions. Understand, look up what secure asset transfer protocol is.
Objective: there is currently an interoperability problem in many digital asset networks, frequently shortened to network below for simplicity, where assets in one network cannot be moved easily to another network. The problem is more acute in the case of private asset networks, where external entities have no visibility into the state of an asset in the private network. An example is regulated digital representations of real-world private assets, such as property, ownership certificates, and regulated government-issued digital currencies. The goal of the Secure Asset Transfer Protocol, SATP, working group, will be to develop a standard protocol which operates between two peer gateways for the purpose of transferring digital assets between an originator in the origin network to a beneficiary in a destination network. The resulting protocol shall be agnostic with respect to the type of asset being transferred, problem space, and architecture. To begin addressing these challenges, SATP will employ the gateway paradigm as a means for digital assets to be moved from one network to another through a standardized asset transfer protocol implemented between peer gateways. Each gateway represents one digital asset network, and SATP allows gateways to perform a voluntary transfer of a digital asset from the origin network to a destination network in such a way that evidence of the transfer can be verified by a third-party audit. In the case of disputes, both the origin and destination networks are assumed to share a common understanding of the digital asset. There might be several gateways representing the same digital asset network. It is assumed that the same peer gateways representing the networks are participating in the entire asset transfer sequence from the beginning to the end. A key requirement for transferring assets is ensuring that the digital asset is valid in one network only at any given time. This means that SATP must ensure that the properties of atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability, ACID, of the underlying networks are satisfied in an asset transfer. Commitments and rollbacks must be supported in the case of an asset mid-transfer failure. Relationship with other IETF working groups.
Truly see what it is doing. Understand that it's for sending value in massive levels over Web3. You have things like a DTCC that moves literally, look it up. $11 trillion a day. This is not me just throwing a number out there out of the thin air. Look it up. They literally settle $11 trillion a day. But these are real things. And these processes are moving on chain. So they're going to need secure, safe standards and internet protocols to adhere to. The same thing happened. Think about it, you guys. Really follow me on this. Think about anybody who may be around my age. I ain't gonna tell my age for I don't matter because I love my age. But go back 10, go back 15 years in your mind. Go back 20 years in your mind. When we used to send pictures to each other, if you were not with Apple, you could not send pictures to Apple. If you were with Android, you could only send pictures with Android. What happened? They came up with a standard operating system among sending pictures through cell phones, which then gave that interoperability. So that's the reason why now today, 20 years later, we can send pictures to any cell phone, any carrier instantly, no matter who you're with, because everybody operates now on that same standard. Truly understand what ISO TC 307 truly is. And it is the global standard for building on blockchain and distributed ledger technologies.
We set out to do was really shape where the industry should go. And we've taken a very collaborative global approach to this by shaping what the standards should be and establishing different types of standards at different levels within different international organizations. So they're all worked on collaboratively with the industry, and they're all agreed with all members and all participants of the industry. So it's not forcing standards on top of existing systems or vendors or technology. It's actually collaboratively coming up with what a standard has to be for the industry to adopt. So that's the work that we've done with ISO, with ISO TC 307, which is the blockchain ISO standard. The concept of that was to create something similar to the payment standards that we have, like 222. Separate to that, we've been collaborating on numerous levels in numerous governments and other organizations, but we've also started creating protocol standards within the IETF and with MIT.
And once standards get put in place, they're already getting in alignment. Look at all of the countries that are adopting Web3, racing to be, I'm telling you, the crypto capital of the world. They're saying it out loud, literally, in global speeches. This is not something that's only being said in back rooms. It's just people are not paying attention. And by not paying attention in 2025, they're going to miss the most incredible opportunity that anyone in their families ever could have had. Because it is truly being at the birth of decentralization, Web3, tokenization, and the rails of all of these things that's getting ready to consume their everyday lives for over the next decade. It is truly the onboarding of it all. So if you're looking at me right now in 2025, and we're talking about Quant Network right now in 2025, a thing that has been worked on for a decade.
We had to get it out of this experimental mode. And I guess the first stage for that was to really establish and found the ISO standard for blockchain. So this is TC 307. So I did that in 2015. And the idea behind that was to create a way where we can have a mass collaboration to work on the technology at an international level. And that's what's happened. So now we've got 53 countries working together to standardize blockchain across the world. And that includes organizations, startups, government, enterprise, academia, everyone. And so we set out to then bring it up into the mainstream. By standardizing the technology, we then built the platform. And so working on the ISO standards, we then built Overledger following that. And the whole idea is to bring the mass adoption of blockchain
Truly understand and see the partnerships that have been cultivated, the tests, the trials, all of the private networks, the Onyxes from JP Morgan. So now they can go into the public sector and understand all these things are coexisting all at the same time. And Quant Network just happens to release now Overledger Fusion 2.5, the institutional internet of value, so that they can now build out on layer 2s and interoperate on layer 2s, the public sector of blockchain. Truly understand and see what's being laid out right in front of our faces, so that they can now start using a hedera, so that they can now start using a XRP. They can start using an XDC or XLM. Like, truly understand what's happening. It's no coincidence that the Franklin Templeton CEO raves over Stellar. She can't stop talking about Stellar and the tokenization processes that they're doing for Franklin Templeton, one of the largest investment firms in the country and in the world. Truly understand and see what's being laid out right in front of our faces. And you're worried about price action in 2025, when literally they're on birthing an entire financial system globally. And this is the first time that retail has front run the institutions in any innovative technology ever. Truly understand and see what opportunity we have being in something like a Quant Network, being in something like something that is associated with the ISO standard, like any of the ISO 20022s, any compliant project, any project after this, after the Clarity, I'll put it to you like this. After the Clarity Act passes the Senate, because whether the Senate does what it's going to do to it, whether they add some or take some away or whatever, and it goes back to the House or whatever, the Clarity Act is going to be law by October. Follow me on this, because I'm going somewhere. Any compliant project, any project that can be compliant with the new regulation that goes into America, that's getting ready to go live in America, that the SEC just did a whole speech about, that the CFTC the day before that released an article in regards to their tokenizing and their Web3 processes. Any regulated and regulatory compliant project will do great. It's going to be 99% of the rest of them that fade away, because we're talking about things like knowing your customer. We're talking about things like knowing the actual business and actually filing business licenses and going through the process of paying all of the onboarding fees of your business, just like every other business has had to do that exists within the jurisdiction of those borders. And if you're talking about things like securities, things of that nature, now we're talking major licensing fees come with that. A lot of Web3 projects are not going to survive regulation. And it's not just happening here, it's happening globally. So there's going to be your cream of the crop, your true blue chip assets. Is Link in this? Absolutely. Is Quant in this? Absolutely. Is Ripple in this? Absolutely. Is hedera in this? Is XLM, XRP? These real projects. You have ADA, which is another one. You have Jasmine. You have V-Chain. You have real projects that have cultivated real world relationships. You have a crypto.com, CRO. Oh my God. Like, truly understand and see what's being birthed out. The crypto, there is actually a representative from crypto.com that actually has a seat on the CFTC. And I want to say also Coinbase as well. Like, truly understand the players that are being laid out right in front of our faces. They're going to be the cream of the crop. They're going to be the phoenixes that rise from the ashes of regulation. And if you have a problem with price action in 2025, I don't know what to tell you other than do what you do. But truly understand your future self will look back on that moment one day and say, I up. Because the evidence is strongly pointing in the other direction when we have so many major announcements coming out at this point daily, not just about Quant.
Gov.UK, digital marketplace. And he typed in the Overledger, for example, 101, Overledger, SaaS, software as a service, the world's first API gateway for enterprise, Dan. Quant Network, world's first true universal DLT interoperability platform oriented for enterprise, designed to seamlessly interconnect private and public systems, networks, and DLTs. Overledger's APIs are easy to implement and eliminate the complexity of multi-DLT challenges at enterprise level.
Not just about Quant, but hedera is insane. Like the hedera ecosystem is insane. And these things are being laid out on a silver platter, platinum platter. And you can't see the vision of Web3 literally being birthed out by governments and central banks making global announcements. Then I don't know what to tell you other than hope you're not sorry in the end. I'm sorry I ranted a little bit. I just wanted to come to y'all and just, really talk to y'all because y'all, this is real. This is the most incredible opportunity anybody in retail has ever had, ever. And we're talking about the Web3 space, the real wealth and value of Web3. I'm telling y'all, the capital that's getting ready to start flowing through these networks because Web3 has truly just became a reality. And I'm not talking about in a long time. I'm talking 2026 is the start of this. Going into 2027, going into 2028. That's why all these announcements and global standards are going live in 2025. Truly understand that's why the Fed now is positioning itself the way it is. And that things like the clearinghouse has their RTT, I believe is RTT, which is real time, like settlement or payments or whatever, coming out of them. Like these things are not happening for no reason. You don't have the DTCC talking about completely tokenizing everything that they're doing. They can collateralize any of it, tokenize it, swap it. Like it's insane the things that they're saying right now. And nobody's paying attention to players that have been working alongside of these entities that have already had announcements multiple different times over the last 2, 3, 4 years. And people think because those announcements are old that they are not valid. And that is just simply untrue. It only makes it more valid because they now have either 1 year or multiple years of working on whatever that announcement was. And understand if it was an announcement with Quant, that means that they are utilizing Overledger, Quant Network's software as a service. And the onboarding of Web3 processes, digital IDs, digital wallets is happening right now in 2025. And you will start to see it and feel it in 2026, and 2027, 2028. Follow me on this. Follow me down this journey. This is not going to be no 1 year journey. No, follow me on this because I'm rocking with y'all all the way through here. It ain't just me talking right now today and go behind my hand tomorrow. No, if Quant go down to zero in 2 years from now, I'm going to be on here talking about, that's, you know what I'm saying? But do I foresee that happening? Absolutely not. Based off of what? The evidence that's being presented. That's how any court case is won. How? Off of the evidence that was presented. And right now, they knocking it out of the park. All of these players on Web3 that I talk about, that the people that I bring y'all talk about, these people that bring you value, they're knocking it out of the park. You don't have countries talking about doing tokenization processes on something that is not stable, tested, tried, and true. I'm being for real, y'all. For real. If you made it all the way through this rant, I know for real, y'all rock on me for real, because this was just me just talking. It's coming from the heart because I'm keep on getting this in my comments, and that's your decision. It's unfortunate. Your future self will be like, man, dang, I messed up, but it's on you. But if you made it all the way through this entire video, type in rocking. Let your boy know that you rocking with me on this journey of Web3, and more specifically, Quant Network and Overledger. They're interoperable, white labeled, software as a service that is tied to internet standards, global protocols Y'all truly, 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 truly see what's happening. For real. Till the next time. Y'all already know. Type in rocking. That way I know you flowing with me. I appreciate you. Peace out.